The Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do in Life and Business by Charles Duhigg. Chapter 6. In Chapter 6, the role of crises in shaping habits and behaviors is explored. Crises, such as natural disasters or economic downturns, can create a sense of urgency and force people to confront their habits and behaviors in a way that they might not have otherwise. These crises can also be an opportunity for positive change, as they can create a clean slate and allow for the introduction of new habits and behaviors. The chapter discusses how effective leadership can play a crucial role in shaping the habits and behaviors of those around them during times of crisis. It uses the example of how the Chrysler Corporation turned its fortune around in the 1980s through the leadership of CEO Lee Iacocca and the introduction of keystone habits such as quality control and cost-cutting measures. These keystone habits help to establish a culture of excellence and drive the company's success. The chapter also discusses how the city of New Orleans implemented keystone habits such as improving its education system and investing in infrastructure after being devastated by Hurricane Katrina. These habits helped to rebuild the city and create a more positive and resilient community. Overall, Chapter 6 illustrates how crises can serve as a catalyst for positive habit change and the importance of leadership and keystone habits in times of crisis. It uses examples of successful habit change in the face of crisis to demonstrate these concepts. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 of The Power of Habit explores the role of data and algorithms in shaping consumer habits and behaviors. Companies like Target use data and algorithms to predict and influence consumer habits and preferences, and this can have both benefits and drawbacks. For example, Target analyzes data on customer purchases and demographic information to create profiles of its customers and predict what they are likely to buy in the future. This can lead to more personalized and effective marketing campaigns, as well as increased sales and customer loyalty. However, it can also raise privacy concerns and the potential for manipulation of consumer habits and behaviors. Target also uses algorithms to create personalized coupons and ads that are targeted to individual customers based on their predicted preferences and behaviors. This can be useful for consumers, as it allows them to receive offers and promotions that are more relevant to their interests. However, it can also lead to an overload of information and a feeling of being constantly marketed to. The chapter suggests that by being aware of the cues and rewards that drive our own habits and making conscious decisions about what we expose ourselves to, we can take back some control over our own habits and behaviors in the face of data-driven marketing efforts. Overall, Chapter 7 discusses the role of data and algorithms in shaping consumer habits and behaviors, and the potential benefits and drawbacks of this kind of data-driven marketing. It also offers strategies for managing and understanding our own habits in the face of these marketing efforts. Chapter 8. In Chapter 8, the role of community and social norms in shaping habits and behaviors is explored. The chapter discusses how organizations and communities can use their shared values and norms to influence and support the habits of their members. The chapter uses the example of Saddleback Church, a megachurch in California, to illustrate how the use of shared values, rituals, and accountability can create a culture of positive habits and behaviors. At Saddleback Church, the use of small groups, weekly meetings, and accountability partners help to create a sense of community and support that encourage the development of positive habits and behaviors among church members. The chapter also discusses the role of social norms in the Montgomery bus boycott, which was a civil rights movement in the 1950s that involved African Americans in Montgomery, Alabama, protesting segregation on public buses. The boycott was successful in part because it was supported by the community and the social norms of the time, and because it involved the formation of new habits and behaviors, such as carpooling and walking to work, to replace the use of public buses. The boycott helped to shift social norms and bring about lasting change in the form of new laws and policies. Overall, Chapter 8 of The Power of Habit discusses the role of community and social norms in shaping habits and behaviors, and how organizations and communities can use their shared values and norms to influence and support the habits of their members. It uses the examples of Saddleback Church and the Montgomery bus boycott to illustrate these concepts. Chapter 9. In Chapter 9, the concept of free will and its relationship to habits is explored. The chapter discusses how habits can both enable and constrain our choices and behaviors, and how our understanding of free will can influence our ability to change our habits. The chapter discusses the role of the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and self-control, and the formation and change of habits. It cites the example of how individuals with damage to their prefrontal cortex may have difficulty changing their habits, even when they want to, because they are unable to exert self-control. The chapter suggests that by increasing our awareness of our habits and the cues and rewards that drive them, we can gain greater control over our behaviors and make conscious decisions about which habits we want to keep or change. The chapter also discusses the importance of understanding that habits are not set in stone and that we have the power to change them. It cites the example of how a support group for individuals struggling with alcohol addiction, helps its members to change their habits by providing them with a supportive community, accountability, and strategies for changing their behaviors. It suggests that by recognizing the role of habits in our lives and making a conscious effort to change them, we can increase our sense of agency and free will. Overall, Chapter 9 of The Power of Habit discusses the concept of free will and its relationship to habits, and how our understanding of free will can influence our ability to change our habits. It also discusses the role of the prefrontal cortex and the importance of understanding that habits can be changed. It offers strategies for changing habits by increasing our awareness of the cues and rewards that drive them and making a conscious effort to change them. Closing. In The Power of Habit, the author explores the role of habits in shaping our lives and offers strategies for changing them. The book discusses the science behind habits and how they are formed, as well as the role of cues, routines, and rewards in driving habits. It also discusses the role of accountability, support, and small wins in habit change, and the importance of understanding that habits can be changed. Overall, The Power of Habit offers a comprehensive and engaging exploration of the role of habits in our lives and how we can use them to our advantage. It provides practical tips and strategies for changing habits and offers insight into the psychological and neurological underpinnings of habit formation and change. Whether you are looking to change a personal habit or create positive change within an organization, this book offers valuable insights and practical guidance. Thank you for listening. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on our latest book summaries.